Once upon a time, not too far away, there was a young man named Ion, who was known to sit by the river every day, for hours on end. He would stare blankly at the flowing water, lost in his deep sorrow. You see, Ion's parents had died in a terrible storm. The raging wind and water had snatched them away from their home and tossed them into the river. And though the villagers had recovered their bodies and laid them to rest, Ion couldn't stop crying. His heart was broken into 1,000 pieces. And so he spent his days sitting by the river, talking to the flowing water, sharing stories about his parents and how much he missed them. The river was his pain, but the river was also his connection to his family. It carried his parents' scent, the last remnants of their existence, and he clung to it desperately. One day, an old traveler sat down next to him. He listened patiently to Ion's tales until the young man finished. Then he said, "Rivers do not return what they take, but they can carry away sorrow if you let them." Ion looked at him in confusion, not understanding his words. The old man continued, "The river is like a long, winding road. It flows and flows until it reaches the sea and becomes one with it. Similarly, your pain will flow and flow until it reaches the end of your heart and becomes one with your memories." Ion thought about the old man's words and realized their truth. He had been holding on to his pain for so long that it had become a part of him. But the pain wasn't real. It was just a figment of his imagination, a shadow cast by his grief. He took a deep breath, closed his eyes, and remembered his parents. He saw their smiling faces, heard their warm voices, and felt their loving embrace. As the memories flooded back, he felt a single tear rolling down his cheek. He didn't try to hold it back or wipe it away. Instead, he let it fall. It hit the tip of his nose, sending a tiny tremor through his body. Then it splashed into the river and disappeared. For the first time in what felt like forever, Ion felt the weight on his chest ease a little. The river took his tear and carried it away, and with it, some of his pain. He could still feel the ache in his heart, but now it was a dull ache that throbbed with memories, not pain. From that day on, Ion continued to visit the river, but now he was different. He no longer cried by the river. Instead, he talked to it, sharing stories about his parents, his day, his dreams, and the old man's words. The river listened patiently, and in its silence, Ion found peace. He started to smile again, to laugh again, to find joy in the little things in life. He knew his parents were gone, but he also knew that they were happy. He could feel their presence in the warmth of the sun, the rustle of the leaves, and the gentle flow of the river. And he learned to live again. So remember, letting go of pain does not mean forgetting the past. It means freeing your heart to live again.